Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? Hopefully you are in a good condition. Before that, I will introduce myself. My name is Reza and I'm a college student from PB Unsa. Before we start our lesson today, let's pray together. Pray start. Pray finish. To start our lesson today, I will show you a video that related with our discussion today. So you must pay attention with the video. Okay?
This is the first public announcement, or rather even the first announcement stating that Indonesians in Indonesia have tested positive for COVID-19. So far, we have had Indonesian citizens who have tested positive, but they have tested positive outside of the country. Now, President Joko Widodo, who made the announcement earlier, stated that the two patients who tested positive are a 64-year-old lady and her 31-year-old daughter. According to the president, a Japanese national who had visited Indonesia and tested positive for COVID-19 in Malaysia sparked an investigation by authorities, who then conducted this investigation to find out if the Japanese national had met anyone in Indonesia and whom they met. Now, after this investigation, they found out that the 31-year-old girl had come into direct contact with the Japanese national. The health minister also told media earlier that the mother-daughter duo were from Depok City in West Java province. However, they are already in isolation and they are currently being treated in a designated hospital in North Jakarta.
Now, Chatni, some experts are saying that it's possible that there are a lot of unreported cases that are still out there. Is Indonesia ready to handle a big outbreak of COVID-19?
Well, that is certainly something that authorities are emphasizing to the public. President Widodo, as well, addressing the situation earlier, said that the government was working hard to prevent the spread of the virus in Indonesia. He said authorities were carrying out tight controls and checks at 135 entrance points to Indonesia through land, sea and air. He did, however, also say that thermal scanners could not guarantee 100% accuracy at all times. Now, he also said that there are over 100 hospitals and isolation spaces ready and in line with international standards, or in line with the appropriate standards. And in terms of equipment, Indonesia is following international standards with regards to dealing with the virus as well. A joint task force, he said, has also been prepared to handle the situation, and Indonesia also has the reagents that are required. And the president also emphasized that Indonesia takes this matter very seriously and is continuing to work with World Health Organization representatives in Jakarta regarding the handling of the COVID-19 outbreak. Now, last but not least, he also emphasized that it was important for people to stay healthy.
Okay, students, what did you see in the video? Yeah, it's a news. And then, what is the video about? Yeah, Indonesia confirms 2 COVID-19 cases. Okay, I will ask you the last question. Is the information important to see? Yeah, it's very important. You know, because COVID-19 is a virus which is endemic all over the world, including Indonesia, right? So, today we will discuss about news item text. At the end of learning, you will be able to know the definition, the social function, and then the generic structure. And the fourth is about the language features, and of course, the example of news item text. Okay, do you know what is news item text? Yeah, news item is a text that informs the readers or listeners about newsworthy or important events of the day. And you can find news item from television, radio, and of course from, what is it? Yeah, it's a newspaper. Okay, now we will move to the next slide. The next slide is about the social function of news item. The social function of news item text is to inform the readers or listeners about events of the day that are considered important or newsworthy. And then, the sharing structure of news item text, there are three. The first one is newsworthy event, and then the second one is background event, and the last one is source. Okay, the next is about the language features of news item text. There are some language features for news item text. The first one is short telegraphic information about story capture in highlight. And then the second, use of direct and indirect sentences to report the event according to witnesses. And then the third, dominant use of past tense. And then the fourth, using action verb, for example, like hit, attack, and etc. Okay, the next one is using saying verbs, for example, like told, edit, claim, say, and etc. Okay, the last one is using adverb of time, place, and manner. Now, to make you really understand with my explanation before, I will give you an example of news item text. Okay, now you can see the text from the slide, and your job is analyze the social function and the generic structure of the text. I will give you 2 minutes. Okay, now we will discuss it. The first one is the social function, right? And the social function of the text is to inform the readers or listeners about winning word for airport toilet. Okay, next, we would like to discuss about the generic structure of the text. Do you remember the generic structure of news item text? Yes, there are three. The first one is newsworthy event or main event, and then the second one is background event or elaboration, and then the last one is source. Okay, now we'll discuss about the newsworthy event. Yeah, the newsworthy event is on the first paragraph. Yeah, Surabaya's Juanda International Airport has won the Culture and Tourism Ministry 2009 Toilet Award, beating out 2007 winner Denpasar's Ngurah Rai Airport, which now dropped to fourth. Indonesia's main gateway, Soekarno-Hatta International Airport, just outside Jakarta, moves up from fourth in 2007 to second in the Trinel Sabta Pesona Clean Public Toilet Award. And then, for the background event, is on the second paragraph. The award was first handed out in 2007 and has so far involved only international airports. Acting Culture and Tourism Minister Muhammad Nur said he expected the award in future to also cover public toilets at tourist sites across the country. Okay, for the last, for source. Yeah, the source of information is on the third paragraph. Granting the award to those running public toilets at tourist sites is expected to improve the quality of products and services, particularly in terms of cleanliness as part of effort to enhance the image of national culture, Nur said during the award presentation ceremony. Yeah, finally we have finished to analyze the text, right? And I trust that you have the correct answer. Okay, give applause for us. Now we will move to we will move to learn about the language features of news item text. But in this activity, I will give a mini game to analyze the direct and indirect sentence. I will show you some sentences and your job is to decide the sentences whether it's direct or indirect sentence. After that, I will show the correct answer using the manual media. It's called Pull Me to Know. Okay students, you have 2 minutes to do the task. Okay, now let's discuss it. The first questions. First, my daughter was rejected because of her height, and now, due to technical issues, she cannot register at any school. I just want to get her into a good school, he said. Yes, can you guess, is the text direct or indirect sentence? Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's direct sentence. Okay, now we will move to the second questions. We had no problems last year. The process might be a little complicated, but there is no reason to panic, the governor told reporters at City Hall. Okay, let's see the answer. Yes, it's direct sentence. Okay, the third questions. The governor told reporters at City Hall that they had no problems last year. According to him, the process might be a little complicated, but there is no reason to panic. Let's see the answer. Yes, it's indirect sentence. We move to the fourth questions. I cannot pay for a private school if he thinks that is a good alternative for us, he should just give us the money to pay for those schools. Reza said. Okay, let's see the answer. Yes, it's direct sentence. Okay, finally, for the last questions. Nuraisa Paransa, another parent, also said, I was unable to register my son at any state-run high school due to similar technical problems. Let's see the answer. Yes, it's indirect sentence. Okay. Do you know the difference between direct sentence and indirect sentence? Let's see. For direct sentence, at the last sentence, there are saying verb, said. But for indirect sentence, there is no saying verb at the last sentence. Okay, do you know that? Okay, good. Let's see again for the last questions. It's indirect sentence. Yes, there is no saying verb at the last sentence, but there is saying verb at the first sentence. Nuraisha Paransa, another parent, also said. So, in direct sentence, the saying verbs is at the last sentence, but for indirect sentence, the saying verb is on the first sentence. Okay? For the third questions, the saying verb is told, right? Do you know that? Okay. And then for the fourth questions, the saying verb is said, like the first questions. And then for the second questions, the saying verb is told at the last sentence, right? Okay. Okay, students, from this activity, I hope that you will have deep understanding about direct and indirect sentence. You know the difference between direct sentence and also the direct sentence. Okay, good applause for us. Okay, students, finally we in the last activity. Yes, the last activity in this online class is doing a mini quiz. Yes, or an exercise of news item text. The first thing that you will do is clicking the link at the description box, then insert the code below. Yes, and finally you can start to do the quiz. the quiz. The first question: Singapore is interested in making investment in A. Developing tourism industry in the 3 islands in Riau. B. Tourism in the 3 islands in Riau. C. Building marine infrastructure in the 3 islands in Riau. D. Building tourism infrastructure in the 3 islands in Riau. E. Tourism in the sea around the 3 islands in Riau. Okay, now what is the answer? A, B, C, D or E? Yes, the answer is developing tourism industry in the 3 islands in Riau. Okay, do you have the correct answer? Yes, hopefully you have the correct answer. Okay, now we'll move to the second questions. Okay, what is the main idea of paragraph 3? The answer is Singapore shows its commitment in developing the marine tourism sector in the 3 islands in Riau. Okay, we move to the fourth questions. What is the news about? A. A beach party in Pangan Island. B. An accident speedboat. C. A full moon party on a tourist boat. D. The missing tourist in Thailand. E. A collision between 2 boats. Okay, and the correct answer is a collision between 2 boats. Now we'll move to the last questions. The question is, we know from the text that A. The 2 missing passengers were Westerners. B. 42 passengers were badly injured. C. The boat collided on the way back to Pongan Island. D. The boat carried 42 passengers. E. The passengers were mostly foreign tourists. Okay? Do you know the correct answer for the last questions? Yeah, the correct answer is the passengers were mostly foreign tourists. Okay, thank you for doing the quiz. I trust that you have correct answer for all of the questions. Give applause for us. Yes. Do you remember what is news item text? Okay, and the last one is the language features of news item text. Do you remember? There are some language features for news item text. Yes, the first one is short, telegraphic information about story captured in headline. And then what? Yes, use of direct and indirect sentence. And then the third, what is it? Yeah, dominant use of past tense. And then using action verb, using saying verb. And the last one is, yes, using adverb of time, place, and manner. Okay, before we close our class today, I will show you an interesting video for you. So please enjoy the video.
Hello good people, welcome welcome back to the breaking news. I'm Craig Adrian Kojan. Today I will give you information from our president, Mr. Joko Widodo. Jokowi wants contingency plan as coronavirus takes toll on Indonesia tourism. President Joko Widodo has ordered his cabinet minister to come up with a strategy to save Indonesia tourism, as being harmed by the country's decision to impose travel restriction on tourists from mainland China because of the new coronavirus outbreak. For the tourism sector, I request contingency plans, especially for Bali and North Sulawesi, both of which are destinations that have seen many visits by tourists from mainland China. Jokowi said in cabinet meeting on Tuesday. The president said he also hoped the relevant stakeholders could take advantage of the current situation to attract foreign tourists from other countries who will looking alternative to going on holiday after canceling plans to visit mainland China. As China coronavirus outbreak spreads to more than 20 countries, Indonesia has imposed a travel ban from China starting on Wednesday, preventing people who have stayed more than 2 weeks in China to visit transit in the Southeast Asian country. Jakarta has also suspended visa-free and visa-on-arrival provision for Chinese citizens who made up the second highest number of foreign tourists visit Indonesia after Malaysia last year. Tourism and Creative Economy Minister Wednesday Kun Subandio concurred that such a travel ban would create a big challenge for the country tourism as the number of Chinese tourists visiting archipelago hit nearly 2 million last year. Statistics Indonesia revealed that from January-November 2019, 1.9 million Chinese tourists visit Indonesia, representing nearly 13% of overall foreign tourist visit. Such travel restriction means that it will be harder for Jokowi administration to achieve the target of attracting 10 million Chinese tourists annually to Indonesia.
Okay students, after you watch the video, I think if you make a video like that, you will do more better than the example that you have already watched. So I will ask you to make a news item video about COVID-19. You can search the news on the internet by yourself, and then for the duration is not more than 3 minutes. Then you can upload your video on YouTube and then send the link below at comment column in this video. Okay, is there any questions? If there is questions, you can comment below in comment column in this video. Okay, for close our lesson today, let's say Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.